Yeah, we're here. We got you. For the Packers, they're continuing OTAs. Darius Smith looking forward to getting into full pads.
Yeah, I think right now it's just getting the playbook down, getting your technique right, and doing the little things right now in OTAs. But when training camp get here, that's when it really gets physical.
Mini camp commences next Tuesday. The Big Ten hiring Viking executive Kevin Warren as its new commissioner. He'll take over for Jim Delaney, who is stepping down.
I'm getting it started.
January
They will take over
1st.
in 5 or 10
Madison
minutes.
Mallards off to a 7-0 start. They're going to play the Lakeshore Chinook and Mequon. I am Mike Pilch.
Broadcasting live from the Metro Ford of Madison Studios. This is the Big 1070, WTSO Madison and W265CD Madison. Take us anywhere on the free iHeart Radio app.
Race fans, this is your time. You are locked in on 90 minutes of nothing but motorsports. This is your destination for comprehensive coverage of the Wisconsin racing scene and the world of motorsports. Now in its 35th season, the Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports radio program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's live broadcast. And now, here's the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang, how are you? We have a crowd assembled at Bergey's Pub and Prime in Caledonia, and we've got a dozen or more race vehicles out front. So come on down and join us. It's easy to find. If you're in the Milwaukee area, take 94 south to Ryan Road, because the 7 Mile Road off-ramp is closed. So get off at Ryan Road, go east to the first stoplight, 13th Street. Hang a right on 13th Street, come down a couple miles to 7.5 Mile Road, hang a right, and you're here. It'll dead end at Bergey's. We can see all the race cars and all the haulers. And if you are coming from the south, 7 Mile Road is open. If you come from the south and exit off I-94, but coming down from the Milwaukee Airport, it's not open. So we have a lot to cover on this edition of the show. We are going to get to it live. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. They're celebrating over 30 years in business. Oak Creek Automotive is a huge supporter of a lot of racers. Actually, every race car in the parking lot has that logo on the door. We're talking to the man in charge with his family business for 30 years, Bobby Gutnecht, here in a moment. It's Oak Creek Automotive at Bergey's Pub and Prime. All those race cars are out front. We'll talk to a ton of different drivers. They've got some cool things to talk about, and we want to expose them to what you have going on, meaning come see them race at a local track and support local racing here in the Wisconsin and Illinois area. The Bonafide Security Short Track Solutions Report has Dean Strom, and he's arriving in style because it was Bobby Gutnecht's birthday on June 1st. He's bringing his ice cream truck down. So he said, hey, it's a birthday deal, right? I said, yeah, sure. So there's a cake for the Oak Creek Automotive 30th anniversary. And Dean's bringing down the ice cream truck because it's Bobby's birthday. So got all that going on. And his girlfriend, Sandy, same day. We've got Brad Keith on from Keith's Marina. He's part of the Chicks for a Cause Race Against Cancer Night this Sunday at Slinger Speedway. We'll talk to Joe Clark about that with Brad, who hopes to win that race. He's our App Royal Star Driver of the Week this week. We also are looking for Wayne Majeski and Minnie Mojo to be on the show. So it'll be Minnie Mojo's debut as a kart racer, father-son there. Pat Haney also brought his Dells Raceway Park modified race around. We'll have him on and jam on as many people as we can on this program because we're having fun on Oak Creek Automotive Night at Bergey's Pub and Prime. That's 8619 East Frontage Road in Caledonia. The address is on our schedule page on racingroundup.net. Stay tuned because we got a lot to cover. Get in that radio, get in that car, come on down and join us. In Milwaukee, you're listening to us on the Big 920, and on tonight in Madison on the Big 1070 at 100.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Add beauty and value to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company Incorporated. The team of professionals at Central Services is the personal choice of over 30 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin with landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts of Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business regarding your landscaping or lawn care needs. Find out why Central Services can provide you with a visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005 or toll-free at 1-800-236-LAWN. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Want to do something fun with Dad this Father's Day weekend? That can only mean one thing. Take Dad for a fast, family, fun-filled weekend to your National Park of Speed. Road America in beautiful Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Get your tickets now for the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprints, June 14th through the 16th. You and your family can experience the thrill of racing with trackside viewing and up-close access to drivers and race teams. There's a free family fun zone for those 12 and under, and free admission for military, active, reserves, and retired. You'll see racing showroom stocked to highly modified purpose-built race cars. The WeatherTech June Sprints Father's Day weekend remains one of the nation's premier amateur sports car racing events. Visit roadamerica.com today or call 1-800-365-RACE. That's 1-800-365-7223.
Burgie's Pub and Prime in Caledonia is your destination for mouth-watering prime rib dinners and sandwiches and awesome pub burgers. Enjoy daily menu specials, the soup of the day, steak sandwiches, wings, and the area's best homemade pizza. Try Burgie's Friday Fish Fry or weekend breakfast buffet from 7 a.m. till noon. Burgie's Pub and Prime is a proud sponsor of the Good Neck Racing Team. Burgie's is just minutes south of the Milwaukee Airport, off of I-94 at the 7 Mile Road exit. Head east 2 blocks and hang a left on Frontage Road till it ends. Like them on Facebook, Burgie's Pub and Prime.
Calling all racers. Turn your metal recyclables into cash at one of Allied Resource Recovery's locations in Milwaukee, West Allis, or Waukesha. Who doesn't like cash for that metal you no longer use in your race shop or on your job site? Allied Resource Recovery, family owned by hardcore racers, and has been recycling since 1938. Recycling pays for you and the environment. Allied Resource Recovery, your recycling destination. For more, visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com. Your recycling destination. For more, visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show live on Oak Creek Automotive Night from Burgie's Pub and Prime. It's a great place to hang out. Great food, as prime means prime rib. And 7 to noon on Saturdays and Sundays are an awesome buffet. They have great food from scratch in the kitchen. We're talking homemade soups. We're talking pizza. We're talking everything in between. Great sandwiches. You need to come to Burgie's Pub and Prime, the destination for ice-cold spotted cow if you're into that as well. If you're looking to sell or buy a home or commercial property, choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence. You hire a landscaper because of their expertise. You hire a roofer because of their expertise. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Matt Rapina, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. MattRapina.com. MattRapina.com. We'll quickly look through the NASCAR news. Thanks to our friends at Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, a third-generation Wisconsin business. Everything tastes better with Anderson's Maple Syrup. Follow them all year long at AndersonsMapleSyrupRacing.com. We begin tonight's report with another NASCAR Wisconsin Proud effort, as ARCA Menard Series is owned by NASCAR now. And wouldn't you know, Seymour, Wisconsin, Ty Majeski did it again. Won the ARCA race for the second straight week, this time at Pocono Raceway on Friday. There's only one caution flag in the record-setting race for the fastest ARCA race run at Pocono. They've only run 60 of them there. Majeski has cut into race lead, Riley Herbst's lead late in the going. Then they pitted under green. First, it was the 22 of Ty Majeski. Then a lap later, Riley Herbst, and Majeski got it done on pit road and pulled away to victory. Good job by Ty Majeski. They're racing in Michigan this weekend where he tested for the General Tires, so he should be as strong there for 3 in a row, potentially, for Ty Majeski. Kyle Busch on Sunday at Pocono led 1 lap shy of half the laps on Sunday, winning the Cup race at Pocono. Kyle Larson won both stages, but if you had anything for Busch, who earned his 55th Cup victory, that ties him with Rusty Wallace for 9th all-time on the winners list. While there were 13 lead changes among 9 drivers, with the exception of Busch's outside pass on turn 3 on Clint Boyer, the majority of passes for position came on restarts. Clean air was king. Second place finisher Brad Keselowski said the speed of his Ford was no match for Busch's Toyota. Eric Jones lined up second next to Busch on the last restart with under 10 to go, but only could hang on for third. Chase Elliott and Boyer completed the top 5. Paul Menard 18th, Jimmy Johnson 19th, who tweeted after that upon loading up the race car, Johnson's team noticed the track bar was bottomed out on the right side. He said it was all the way down, which hampered the handling on his Chevy big time. It was quite a battle on Saturday between Anderson Pure Maple Syrup sponsor driver Tyler Reddick and the race winner, Cole Custer, who made a bold move to get the lead late in the going. He led 59 laps in total, did Custer, but Tyler Reddick made the move of the race. On a restart, he pushed Cole Custer in the outside lane. As the restart leader, he pushed Custer far enough ahead where Reddick could then dip down before turn 1 and get the lead from Custer. Well, Custer came back on the final turn of that tricky triangle at the turn 3 pattern after the Milwaukee Mile. He kept his Ford angled low and on the gas to power past Reddick's Chevy to the win. Custer wins for the second time this year. The finishes of Racing Roundup Show guest alumni include third place finish by Chase Briscoe, 5th by Christopher Bell, 11th by Justin Allgaier, 23rd by Stephen Light, 32nd place by Camden Murphy, and credited with 34th, the birthday boy Josh Pulicki, who turned 24 this week. The Truck Series races Friday night at Texas Motor Speedway on FS1. Dean Strom and I are heading actually to Michigan International Speedway on Thursday morning, crack of dawn, to our track PA all weekend, with Friday being the ARCA Menard Series race day, Saturday's Xfinity Series 250-miler, and Sunday's the Big Firekeepers Casino 400 Cup race. We'll have a full report next Tuesday on the show. And while we're talking about big races, Wisconsin's biggest stock car weekend's coming. Add Franklin, Wisconsin, 15-year-old NASCAR Can-Am Pro Series driver and ARCA Menard Series driver Sam Mayer to the entry list for the Friday night, June 14th Shore Lunch 200. That's the ARCA Menard Series race at Madison International Speedway. It's going to be a great 200-lap race on Wisconsin's fastest half mile. Then Saturday, June 15th, is practice day leading up to the huge Father's Day Sunday, June 16th races at the Milwaukee Mile. The ARCA Midwest Tour will race a 100-lap race with the stout entry list growing as we speak, and along with ARCA touring stars of the Midwest Tour, add last year's champ Dalton Zier, who broke the news on our show a few weeks ago. He'll return to the series driving with his teammate John Beal. Ty Majeski, I'm told, is racing on the mile, along with 2018 ARCA CRA Super Series champ Josh Brock from Kentucky, who will be racing for Chris Swimmer and co-crewed by Travis Sauter, who, if you recall, won the first ever Howie Letto Memorial at the mile a few years ago. We also can see all the great Wisconsin short track racers compete on the mile in the Mid-American Stock Car Series, Midwest Truck Series, and catch some nostalgia with the Upper Midwest Vintage Series stock cars on track, and a display at the top of the tunnel in the infield, and track time for the Vintage Indy Registry. Vintage Indy cars. Ron Nelson from Vintage Indy Registry was here a moment ago, dropped off some posters. Dave Kircher's here from Motorsports Milwaukee, so if you want to go to motorsportsmke.com for details or trackenterprises.com for details, that's the place to go to learn about the big weekend at the Milwaukee Mile. So Friday night is June 14th, the ARCA Menard Series at Madison, and Father's Day Sunday, June 16th at the Milwaukee Mile. You can get tickets to both those events at Menard stores if you're within hearing range on our radio in Madison, in Milwaukee. You can go for cheap. Go to Menards, buy your tickets at the guest services counter, and off you go to the races and join us in the big weekend coming up in a couple weeks' time. This is Oak Creek Automotive Night. We're live at Bergey's Pub and Prime. I'll give you directions again if you want to come on down and join us. There are now 13 race cars in the parking lot and one ice cream truck. We have room for you. Come on down. Free food's hanging out. We got great giveaways after the show. We're at Bergey's Pub and Prime, 8619 East Frontage Road in Caledonia. If you're in the Milwaukee area or heading south of the Milwaukee Airport, get off at Ryan Road. Go east to the first light. That's 13th Street. Turn right on 13th Street. Go a couple of miles till you see the sign for 7.5 Mile Road. Turn right, and you will dead end at Bergey's. It used to be called the Dead End Saloon for a whole lot of reasons, but now it's called Bergey's Pub and Prime. That's where we're hanging out on Oak Creek Automotive Night and celebrating 30 years in business and celebrating all the fun of supporting these teams that are packed in the parking lot. Let's welcome in Bobby Gutenek to the Racing Roundup Show. Bobby, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Whew, I'm doing a lot of talking. I've got a lot to do here, but I could not believe when I pulled in here to Bergey's how many race cars are out front, and they all say Oak Creek Automotive on the side. This is an amazing growth for you, isn't it? People say, hey, Bobby, you want to sponsor me? And I think you're really bad at saying no.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but some of them I run through my shop, and I'll fix their car or their vehicle or whatever, and they pay for the parts, I give them the labor, and then they put this name on the car, some that way, and somebody actually gives some money to, whatever it takes to get these cars back out in racetrack, keep the count up, keep these racetracks going. For sure, and as a matter of fact, there's a 50-50 raffle here tonight at Bergey's while we're doing the show. Half goes to a winner, half goes to the race teams that are supported by these guys. So I'd say come on down and do that. Tickets are just $1 a piece, 6 for $5 or 13 for 10. That's Bergey and Mouse. They're putting that on here while we're doing it, getting people more fired up. But maybe you can go down that list. I don't know if it's complete or not, but these are the race cars in the parking lot that are sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive, now celebrating 30 years in business at 27th and Drexel. Yeah, okay, well, I got 3 of our cars here, the Oak Creek Automotive cars. We got Ryan's Mid-Am car, Ryan's limited late model, and then my Mid-Am car. We have Courtney Atkinson with their Wilmot Sportsman. Frank Butella's got his Mini.
The Legends car, yeah. I saw him rolling in. He fired it up off the trailer.
Yeah, then we got Pat Heaney with an asphalt modified, and we have Chris with a dirt modified. Dale Leakus brought his Mid-Am car down. Then we have the Klemko family. They brought down their non-wing cars. I helped Natalie out, but Chris was coming down, so they brought all 3 cars down. So we have Natalie, Chris, and then Jordan Paulson.
And we'll have them on our show June 25th, so that'll be fun to talk to them about what they're doing this summer.
Yep, that'll be good. I'll be at that show, too, before I go back to Alaska.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And then James Swan brought down his truck, the Midwest Series truck. We got Nikki Mueller brought her Slinger Stinger, or B. And then we have Mojo brought his Wing Sprint car. TD
Ty.
Davis.
Yep, Ty. Yep.
Ty brought his Wing Sprint car down. And then also Mini Mojo's got his little go-kart down here.
And Jordan Matson brought his midget. That's the latest addition to the piling.
Exactly. Then we have 2 cars that we help out that didn't make it. One is Matt Urban with his Slinger B. He had to work second shift, and Ryan Farrell was supposed to bring his down, but he had a little incident Friday night at Madison, so he's still putting his back together.
Well, let's bring in Ryan because he's the most recent of the drivers you just mentioned. I want to thank everybody for coming, bringing their cars down, bringing the race cars here. It's a huge show of support to Bobby Gudek and all he does, but it's also great to have such a wonderful racing crowd with us tonight for this show. Ryan Farrell, you're our next guest. You're sitting next to Bobby. You're chilling now. How did Friday night go, and what'd y'all bang up in your race on Madison's half mile?
Well, it was a dual feature, so 250 lappers, and we had our worst race of the year and our best race, I would say, of the year, all in one night. First race, we were hanging around Dennis Prunny for like 15th, which that's usually pretty good, but that tells you how good the competition was.
Yeah.
And so the car was too tight, got caught in a little fender bender, had to pull off there at the end of the race, and we had to start the second race in 20th, and by the end we were running 5th, passing for 4th. And I was still going forward, and we got caught in a wreck. They went 3 wide for the lead on a restart and tore the car up. So you'll have that, I guess.
Huh. Yeah, you will. How much fun is it hanging out with Bobby and now all these other racers that you're kind of part of this team, this Oak Creek Automotive team that's part of what we get to do here locally?
Yeah, I had heard he sponsored a lot of cars, but I guess I really didn't have the perspective of that many cars. So that's really awesome. It's nice to be in the club, I guess you could say.
And Bobby, when it comes to going racing, you have a race car to race. Your nephew's very competitive in the races he gets to go to. If you're not racing, you're kind of helping him. Now you've got all these other cars you have to keep an eye on. How do you get reports from them? Do you go to as many races as you can? I've seen you getting dirty in the pits when you're not racing with some other teams. How do you make it all work?
Well, a lot of places we race where they race, but then we go help Mojo with his wing sprint. So then we usually can see Ty Davis run a little bit.
Yeah.
And then if he's not racing someplace, I go watch Natalie race down at Wilmot, so I get to see that a little bit. So, but then otherwise, people just keep me informed what's going on, what he did, and I'm not a Facebook kind of guy, but Sandy is, so she gets all the reports and keeps me informed.
Well, you've got a lot going on with the racing and the business. Give us a plug or two about Oak Creek Automotive and what they could do for over 30 years now for anybody that wants to get their street car repaired or truck.
Yeah, well, pretty much anything from oil change to replacing engines. My guys always say I can say no, but I have a hard time even saying no to the repair shop. But I started a business, back in '89, and never thought I'd get as big as I got. And I'm thankful for my guys that work for me. They do an awesome job. I'm not going to forget the girls today either, because the office girls do an awesome job for me in the shop. So, so when I do get to take my vacations now after all these years, I finally get to take some good vacations. I feel confident to leave, and that my shop's in good hands with all my workers.
So my vacation list, Bobby, is going to the World 100, maybe going to the Knoxville Nationals one year. Maybe get into a Bristol night race. What's your kind of vacation style these days?
Well, because I buy so much from the parts stores, they usually send us on vacation, so we just went to Punta Cana in the wintertime. But then we get to a friend of mine owns some property up in Alaska, and he let me kind of take over and just I go up there every May to open up the lodge for him, because it's a big fishing lodge in July. So I go up there in May, get it opened up for about 10 days. We're up there, and then now I'm going to go back in July. I'll be gone for about 3 weeks helping, with the whole fishing deal when you go up there. And I actually do cooking. I love cooking, so they hire me to come up there and do the cooking.
So you don't have to stab your fingers and go, what are we going to eat tonight? You just wait for them to come in off the shore? Is that what your deal is?
Well, yeah, but no, we have a 3-4 course meal at the nighttime. We have three different things in the morning. We'll have eggs French toast, eggs pancakes, whatever it is, or biscuits and gravy, and then at night a big gourmet thing. And when we're up there for 3 weeks, 3 different groups come up there.
Okay.
They each get a week, and then so we'll one night or 2 nights out of the week we'll have fish that they caught or something like that. But otherwise we're having steak or pork chop or pork loin or something like that.
Nice. And none of this gets to the race haulers at the race shop, so racetrack. So if you're hearing all these racers and you walk up to Chris Carlson's Dirt Modified, wherever he's racing, and going, hey, you got any of that fresh catch from Alaska? I'm guessing Chris will look at you sideways. But it's got to be fun for you. Just a relaxing, total getaway.
Well, actually, I love fishing. I go up there, do a lot of fishing, but I don't really like eating fish. So I give most of it away. And the halibut, when I bring the halibut back, that stuff sells for like $25 a pound. And I just give it to people that want to eat it. Make sure to eat it.
You bring some home, all right. Good to know. So it's always nice to be nice to the nice.
I brought back 100 pounds of fish last July.
Wow.
And gave most of it away.
All right, that's cool. And it's great to know he's supporting racers. He's going to get your car fixed or your truck when it's an engine swap or oil change or emission test. 27th and Drexel. You guys have been in that location for a long time. IKEA is just down the road. Has that helped the business? Are you having to talk Swedish now? What? How's that helped?
No, but it has helped us. And then now they're building on 13th and Ryan Road. They're building that new Prime, Amazon Prime, whatever. And we've been getting some of the construction guys from over there to get their cars fixed. There's nothing around in that area to get anything fixed. So we've been getting, they're out of town. They don't know where to go. And then one guy says something and it just keeps rolling over to the next guy. Say, hey, go down over here, get your car fixed.
And I know Bergie's Pub and Prime is a sponsor of yours, but Kevin's been a longtime friend. And I know you've come here for lunch, or when you can't come for lunch, you get a takeout and head back to the shop. What do you like about Bergie's food?
Oh, it's always good eating here. I really like eating. He's got everything's good, like you said, scratch food. And I think he's the best wings in town. I come here for the wings on Wednesdays, but Monday night he's got Build a Burger night. So for $6, you get a pretty good deal for a burger and a fry. So
always thinking, how are we gonna have fun and maximize the time? And I know you and your girlfriend Sandy have a lot of stuff going on. Makes the summer fly by. And then when you get to these races, I imagine it's got to be fun knowing you're riding along with Courtney Atkinson or Ryan Gutenacht or Chris Klemko or James Swan and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like I was just talking to Chris and the crew, or actually Kevin, the crew guy, they right now Natalie's the best out of the three of that group, and so it's kind of fun to watch her do it. You know, her doing a racing because 2 years ago she was a rookie. Last year she was a sophomore, and she's doing really good already in 3 years. So it's fun watching her race. And we went to Mojo's banquet last year, and I got to see her, talk to her, and got shooting the crap. And I like sponsoring girls because a lot of people look at the girls' cars. So if your name's on a card that people look a lot at, you're going to get more work at your shop. So I like sponsoring girls, and she was fun to talk to. And I said, hey, get a hold of me during the winter. We'll figure something out. And she's done very well. I mean, I'm very happy helping her out.
And Ryan, we can't let you go without asking about the people who are supporting you when you get that car back together. You got Oak Creek Automotive on the door. Where do you plan on racing, and who are your sponsors that help you this year?
I think after hearing Bobby, I'm going to put my daughter in a car. Yeah, I'm just going to touch on a couple of the main crew guys. Justin Kane, Darren Travis, Adam and Braden Berge, my family, and my kids Ingrid and Jack. Langford Construction and Transport. Oh, my sister's listening. Rihanna, my PR girl.
Right.
And of course, my mom and stepdad and my dad, Jim. And Langford Construction and Transport, Able Plumbing Supply, Thierry's Race Engines, Berge Plumbing Plus, Oak Creek Automotive. Thanks for fixing my car again. Multiple problems, and he keeps fixing them, so thank you. Tom Schley Contractor Services, Royce Rossier and Associates, Paradise Printing, Diamond Race Wheels, and Sig Mauer has been helping me out a little bit on the side with GTM Service. So thank you very much.
And where are you going to be racing next? And how many times are you going to be around the area? Or are you traveling across the globe now with your super late model?
We are going to be racing to get the car done so we can race at the Milwaukee Mile on June 16th on Father's Day. There's nothing that could be better on Father's Day than going to the mile, right?
Amen to that.
That's where we'll be, and we'll be trying to hang with the best in the country. So.
All right, sounds great. How about a nice hand for Bobby Gutenacht and Ryan Farrell, our first guests on Oak Creek Automotive. Thank you, boys. Darren also gets you a fresh one here. So, Darren Travis, thank you for your liquefying support of our guests here tonight. Maybe just for you guys, I don't know. But I've never been to Bergie's without Darren being here, just so you know. A lot of fun. Great time. Head on down to Bergie's Pub and Prime. We're taking a commercial break. When we come back, we're talking to one of those young female racers sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive, along with Ryan Gutenacht, who's banking on returning as a champion in the 2018 Slinger Sportsman Champion. He's also racing in a ton of divisions and races, and we'll talk to Ryan about his busy schedule. Also, Brad Keith is here. He's from Keith's Marina. They're sponsoring this Sunday night's Chicks for a Cause Race Against Cancer Night at Slinger Super Speedway. So we'll talk to Jill Clark, the CEO of Chicks for a Cause. Thank you, Lynn Wagner, for lining that up. And Wayne Majeski and Minnie Mojo are coming down. Pat Haney's here. We mentioned 13 race cars. You want to talk about racing of all forms. Tonight's the night to just do a one-stop shop in the driveway at Bergie's Pub and Prime with the Ice Cream, U-Scream ice cream truck leading you in with that fancy noise. I'll have to ask Dean if he's got the music playing or not. That's outside. We're inside Bergie's. Come on down and join us. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show in Milwaukee in the Big 920, and on Titan Madison on the Big 1070 and 100.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Wolf Paving Raceway, home of the Badger Kart Club in Dousman. Most Sundays from April through September, Club Championship Points Racers and National Touring Series will race on the challenging paved road course. 4 bank turns have been added and provide new challenges to Wolf Paving Raceway, already one of the finest kart racing tracks in the country. Kart racing offers competition for racers of all ages, from 5 to 80. There are 15 classes and over 100 entries a week. Race where Ellen Kowicki, Danica Patrick, and Josh Palicki got their start. Spectator admission is always free. Walk the pits, talk to the racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand, too. Bring the whole family and check out kart racing for yourself. Wolf Paving Raceway is just south of I-94, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. Take the Highway 67 Dousman-Oconomowoc exit, head south to Highway 18, then west to Grambling Road. For all the latest information and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Friends on Forest Home is the new name for BB Rebels at 56th and Forest Home. And the tradition of the trophy continues when there's a caution flag during Sunday NASCAR races. If your number's drawn, you get the trophy and drink for free until the next caution flag. Owners Tom and Jackie are carrying on the NASCAR tradition in a remodeled, fun atmosphere with beer bucket specials during the races. Friends on Forest Home wants to sponsor your league team. And Friends has a shuttle bus to all Brewers home games. Come in a stranger, leave as a friend. Friends on Forest Home at 56th and Forest Home Avenue is Milwaukee's original NASCAR bar.
You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show. Visit the show's website, racingroundup.net. Like the show on Facebook and follow on Twitter at Racing Roundup. Stay tuned in Milwaukee on the Big 920 and in Madison on the Big 1070. We'll be right back.
forhims.com/amaze. It's time to tell you about a brand new product coming to market, the Hot Dog Daddy, an all-beef gourmet hot dog made right here in Milwaukee. You'll taste the difference with the special spices and family recipe. These dogs compare and taste better than the big three hot dog makers. Look for the Hot Dog Daddy, 100% all-beef skinless hot dogs, soon to be available in Sendik's food markets and Cermak Fresh Market stores. Ask for the Hot Dog Daddy at your favorite grocer. This week's Hot Dog Daddy driver is
Ryan Gutnacht. Welcome as the Hot Dog Daddy driver of the week, Ryan. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, bringing some shirts to give away. We appreciate that. How hard was it to get the cars ready, knowing that the weather is finally going to break and we get to race some, finally, this season?
Yeah, it's been a little crazy. I mean, it's still cold at Slinger on Sunday night. It's kind of nice being in the pits. You don't get the wind like up in the grandstands. But, yeah, this year's been crazy. We were just waiting for summer to actually hit, you know. As far as getting the cars ready, I can't thank my crew enough. I got a little tore up on Sunday night, and I didn't even go to the shop. They fixed it all Monday and showed up at here, and the car was here and ready to go.
What's the definition of tore up?
I got in the back of somebody, tore the fender off, and bent the spindle pretty bad. We actually came in under yellow. They adjusted the toe just by looking at the front tires and walked it in until they ran out of threads on the tie rod. and sent me back out. The toe was still off a little bit, but the car was good enough that I was able to drive it to the front and win the race.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was a last lap pass on the outside. Hats off to the 14 car. He ran me clean. Never touched me. You know, last lap, you never know what you're going to get. And me being outside, it was a little sketchy, but ran me clean, and we were able to get the job done.
Who'd have thunk outside passes work at Slinger Super Speedway?
They sure do.
I mentioned the other divisions you run, other classes you run. You run the Mid-American Stock Car Series, which has the same rules ultimately as the Sportsman division at Slinger. Then you've adapted and won a championship with the late model. How are you balancing this season? Where are you all racing?
Yeah, we're primarily racing Slinger. We're going to race for another championship with the late model. At the end of the year, we're going to travel a little bit. We'll do Dells and Lacrosse, and maybe the two-day show at Jefferson with the late model. We're also going to do some of the Mid-Am stuff, looking at Milwaukee Mile. That's
you gonna?
We're thinking about it.
All
it's
right.
going to be tough with racing the late model that same day. You know, you got to run a mile track, then jump in a different car and run a quarter-mile track, so it's kind of a big swing. But we're going to kind of, as it gets closer, look at the logistics of it and see if we can make it happen.
I know somebody's got an ice cream truck that has a really loud musical note to it. Maybe you can get you up like 45 miles an hour on the freeway to get you there in time. Yeah. Dean Strums can maybe drive you, be the escort kind of guy.
45-mile-an-hour escort. There you go.
Yeah. He's going to scream the whole time. You might be a little deaf when you get there. Because the name of the ice cream is Ice Cream You Scream.
Yeah, the whole time I race at Slinger, I'll be thinking of that song.
You know, I've seen guys at Milwaukee for years. I've been going there since 1971 at the Milwaukee Mile. I think 71 was my first year going. I couldn't believe how many short trackers were in the infield or coming from a different race to pile in their cars, and some literally left the track to go race at Slinger or elsewhere on their way home. That'd be kind of a throwback of its own. Have you had memories of the mile, watching people race, and then you get a chance to race there, and is it a big deal?
The last time I ran there was the last Mid-Am race there, and I think it was 2011 or 2012. I didn't go to a lot of the races at Milwaukee Mile.
Okay.
I was always going with Bob, you know, going Mid-Am racing or Hales Corners racing and stuff like that. We didn't really go there much when I was a kid. So when I did actually have the opportunity to race there, it was lights out. You know, it's the track that everybody knows. You can go anywhere in the country and somebody knows about Milwaukee Mile. Just like when we had the chance to race Elkhart Lake. I am not a road course racer. It was very hard, but it was cool to be able to say that I ran Elkhart Lake. It's cool to say I ran Milwaukee Mile. You know, it's got prestige and it's got history.
Mid-American Stock Car Series has a points race at the Milwaukee Mile on Father's Day, Sunday, June 16th. And you mentioned Daytona. I remember seeing James Swan after he won. He's like, man, this is like winning Daytona. So it kind of has that I think that allure for Wisconsin short track races.
Oh, absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. I remember when Bob won there, I was helping him. It was before I was racing Mid-Am, and watching him do it. Winning at Milwaukee is big. The way that Bob won, it was like 3-4 guys back and forth the whole race, racing for the lead. It was an incredible race, probably one of the best Mid-Am shows I've ever watched. And to have my uncle win it, that was like the coolest thing in the world to me, you know.
I think he said he was going to retire then, but that didn't last long.
Well, he retired for like a year and then he came back, you know, Brett Favre style, you know,
right,
keep coming back.
Yeah, same team though. You just have all his crew guys now, is what he tells me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, my crew they all kind of moved over from him when he quit racing and started helping me, and you know it's hard enough with me running 2 cars, and then when Bob shows up, it's like you want to help him too, and it's just a lot of running around for my guys. I get the easy job. I just jump from car to car. I'm just a steering wheel holder, and they're working their butts off every weekend.
Well, it's done pretty well for you and those guys. Who are some of those crew members by name that have helped you along the way before we talk about your sponsors and supporters?
Yeah, I can't thank my dad and my uncle enough. You know, all the years of knowledge and all the hard work that they do for me. And Steve and Skeeter, Mike, Glenn, I mean, Jimmy Latman. Everybody that comes out to the racetrack, everybody that comes down to the shop to help throw the cars together. You know, a lot of times, I mean, last week the week before, we got tore up with the late model. And with Memorial Day, you know, everybody's trying to do their holiday family stuff, and we were still at the shop working on the car during the day. You know, I can't thank my guys enough for everything they do.
Well, when it comes to sponsors, then, they are the people that help you go fast. I've seen the same sponsors on your cars that have been there since I've seen you begin racing. Who are those folks that have been longtime supporters and new supporters to Ryan Gutknecht? Definitely
Oak Creek Automotive. Oak Creek Automotive and Bob own the Sportsman car for me. He covers everything on it, so I just show up and drive it. As far as everybody else, Truck Country came on board again this year. EK Construction, Bergey's Pub and Pime, he's been huge for us. I know I'm forgetting somebody here. CNC Pumps. They came on with me last year. I got to meet the guy. He's a really nice guy. He's actually Motor Master's nephew or something like that.
All right.
And it's really cool because he knows a little bit about racing, and we'd like to see him at the track more. If he's listening, he needs to come, but it's great having all them sponsors. I can't thank Michelle enough, my fiance. I'm never home with running 2 cars. You're always working on something, and she puts up with it, and it's great having her. She's at the racetrack. She's taking care of everything else there too. She's always helpful.
Neat to see you've got that great support group. No matter where you go, you are well represented when it comes to good at racing and hard at work. It's not just a matter of, hey, I'm wearing the shirt. I mean, you guys work hard, so you should enjoy the successes you've had.
Oh yeah. It's always a team thing. I might go out there and win, and I get the recognition at the racetrack, but to me, it's a team. I can't do this on my own. I'd be flopping around in the back if I was trying to do this on my own. I don't know how James Swan does it with just him and Katie. My guys are my backbone. They're my biggest supporters. They're everything to me.
Hang with Ryan Gutnecht on Oak Creek Automotive Night, one of his Bain backers as we're learning. And another driver that's sitting with us here at this wonderful remote broadcast at Bergey's Pub and Prime is Nikki Mueller, who's racing that beautiful number 12, 4-cylinder sitting outside. She races at Rockford Speedway and a Slinger B at Slinger Speedway. Let's welcome Nikki Mueller to the show. Nikki, welcome.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Bobby said he likes seeing racers, and he said, hey, I want to know what's going on, and I've seen like female racers get some attention. How do you draw attention? How do you get involved with Bobby Gutnecht and getting sponsorship from him?
I started racing at Slinger about 5 years ago, and he came up to me and he was like, hey, my guys like to see you race. I'd like to sponsor your car. I was like, okay, sounds good.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, it was easy sponsorship.
Slinger on Sundays, Rockford on Saturdays.
And Wednesdays.
And Wednesdays.
Yeah.
You go Wednesdays too.
They run 4 Wednesdays a year.
All right. How do you manage that schedule?
It's a little crazy, but I don't race every single week. I have other things that are going on, so
Okay.
we kind of just do it when we can and do our best when we can at the time we do it.
So is it easy to do a Wednesday at Rockford Speedway? Is it easier than doing a Saturday, Sunday double at times?
Yes.
Okay.
Much easier. And down there on Wednesdays, I can run 2 classes. I run Wing Women on Wheels and Bandits.
All right.
So I have to give a huge shout out to my boyfriend Jordan because he switches my car in between races, and Nick Schmidt also helps a lot down there because it's back-to-back races constantly.
And what is the biggest difference for you, not just the driving style, but what you have to learn and the differences of racing those 2 quarter-mile tracks? I feel they're way different. How do you feel driving a 4-cylinder on Rockford and Slinger in a given week?
Rockford, you're more towards the outside. Slinger, you're more towards inside. So you just have to like have that mindset to know what you're going to be doing that week and be like, okay, I have to stay outside. I have to stay inside. Now that I've been doing it for about 2 years, I have a good feeling of it, but sometimes it gets a little challenging at times.
Speaking of Nikki Mueller, one of the 13 drivers sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. We've got a bunch of them on the show. When it comes to racing this car, is it the same car you've had? Is it a new car this year? Is it parts as you go? How do you approach your racing with all those laps you're going to put on this year? 1 car? 2?
My Nissan is my primary car. I got it last year, and then I have a Escort as well. That's my backup car in case something really bad happens. Like last year, I got in a crash at Rockford, so we pulled the Escort out, got it ready to race at Slinger. But I'm primarily going to run my Nissan this year, hopefully. And
did you buy it from a car? Was it your dad's car? Did you have someone involved with racing that got you interested? Where'd you get the passion to go behind the wheel, Nikki?
I used to go to the track a lot with one of my old friends, and I was like, hey, why don't you build me a car? It sounds fun. And the first time I went on the track, I'm not going to admit I cried. I was scared.
Okay.
But I got used to it, and now I absolutely love it. It's something I wouldn't change. It's like my go-to when I just need to get out of life and just go have fun.
And 4-cylinder racing can be a little crazy at times because at Rockford and Slinger, 3 wide is not a big deal. 4 wide can be kind of crazy. Ever been in one of those?
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy, but I mean, most drivers have enough courtesy to not bump and rub a lot too much, but bumping is racing and rubbing is racing, so you kind of just go with the flow, but I've been pretty lucky.
You've been the first Slinger B racer we've had on this show this year. How different is it knowing that you've got a pop-off valve, if you will, if the car goes too fast? They're being put into the Super B category. Are you on the verge of that? Are you okay with the idea that if the guys want to spend more money and get faster cars, that they have their own place to run and you can still race within your means, whether it be in a Super B or a Slinger B?
Well, last year I broke out.
All right.
And it was kind of
That's
like...
the fancy word that really means you went too fast, and they black flag you because you're too fast for the Slinger B class.
Yeah, it was kind of like a shock, but I liked it because it means that I'm advancing.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to play with it. I mean, there's things we can do that slow you down, and there's things that you can do to make you faster. And I think this year I'll stick with the Slinger Bs, and next year I might move up to the Super Bs with the Hoosiers on. So we'll see where we go, but right now I'm pretty comfortable in the Bandits.
So you can come back to Slinger Bs. Just that given night you went beyond the limit. You broke out.
Correct.
Okay. All right. We learned something here today together. Thanks to Nikki Mueller. Who's supporting your cause, Nikki?
Oak Creek Automotive is huge. Papastache Pub and Eatery in Big Bend. Bumper to Bumper in Muskego. MWR Technology out of Joliet. And then my boyfriend Jordan's a huge supporter in it and helps me. Nick Schmidt as well. He's a huge help, and I wouldn't be able to do racing without him because he's taught me a lot that I know.
And what is your schedule going to be this week and next so people can come see you race at Rockford on a Wednesday or Saturday or a Slinger on a Sunday?
I'm hoping to hit Slinger on Sunday. It's temporary. I've had some problems with my car, but
Okay.
I hope they figure it out. Next Wednesday night, we're at Rockford. It's our first Wednesday. And then the following weekend, I'm taking off to spend time with my dad.
Sounds cool. How about I say for Nikki Mueller and Ryan Gutnick for joining us on this segment of Oak Creek Automotive Night. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
We're going to have you sign our Bob Trado sign writer backdrop as well. He also does the sign writing on the Gutnick machinery. Tonight we've got some great giveaways. I want to entice you to come down to Bergey's Pub and Prime. We have a $25 Indian Motorcycle of Metro Milwaukee gift card. We have 2 tickets to the Slinger Super Speedway, a pair of all-beef skinless gourmet hot dogs from the Hot Dog Daddy, a super clean, cleaner degreaser bottle sample, and Polish Fest tickets thanks to Dick Kaiser and the Lucky Tiger race team. Interstate Batteries has provided us hats and flashlight keychains. We have bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, a T-shirt from Milwaukee Mile Race Fans Facebook page. We have 2 black and white photos from Russ Lake Photos. Miles the Mouse Media standing next to his championship modified, the number 1 on the door, after hot laps at Hales during the 1959 season. We also have an 8x10 of Dwayne Sweeney in his first time as the Indy 500 starter in 1980. So we got a set of flags next to Dwayne, and that photo is going to be given away tonight after the show. Thank you to Russ Lake Photos. We have over a dozen beverage-related prizes from Bergey's distributors. Also for tonight's show guests, we have Ryan Gutnick Racing T-shirts, Truck Country hats, and 5-gallon buckets full of Oak Creek Automotive prizes. Thanks to AutoZone, and Napa just stepped up. We've got a whole bunch of prizes from Napa. Both support Oak Creek Automotive on 27th and Drexel. I'd like to also remind you there's a 50-50 raffle going on tonight during the show here only at Bergey's. So if you want to get involved in that, half the money goes to you, half the money goes right back to racers that are supported in the area. And also, Dean Strom has his ice cream truck out in the lot, is a celebratory move for Bobby Gutnick's birthday, which was June 1st. And there's a cake over here, too. So we got free food, cake, a whole bunch of stuff. And we're live at Bergey's Pub and Prime till 7:30. Great giveaways after the show as well. Come on down and join us. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show in Milwaukee and the Big 920. And tonight on the Big 1070 at 100.9 FM in Madison. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dave, co-owner of Indian Motorcycles of Metro Milwaukee, where motorcycles are our passion. To prove our passion, check out our Colorado trip videos for 2017. We have a full calendar of rides and events, and we hope you can join us this riding season here in Wisconsin. We're proud to be Milwaukee's only flat track racing team with pro rider Jeff Carver riding an FTR 750, prepped and raced right out of our shop. We are Milwaukee's experts when it comes to motorcycle performance and upgrades. We carry the newest in ride gear and accessories. We are also Royal Enfield dealer. Shop the new and pre-owned inventory here at Indian Motorcycles and MetroMilwaukee.com. Experience the quality of today's Indian motorcycles made since 1901. Indian Motorcycles of Metro Milwaukee, located on Racine Avenue, just 5 minutes south on I-43 on Racine Avenue in Muskego.
Calling all racers. Turn your metal recyclables into cash at one of Allied Resource Recovery's locations in Milwaukee, West Allis, or Waukesha. Who doesn't like cash for that metal you no longer use in your race shop or on your job site? Allied Resource Recovery, family owned by hardcore racers, and has been recycling since 1938. Recycling pays for you and the environment. Allied Resource Recovery, your recycling destination. For more, visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com.
You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show. Visit the show's website, racingroundup.net. Like the show on Facebook and follow on Twitter at Racing Roundup. Stay tuned in Milwaukee on the Big 920 and in Madison on the Big 1070. We'll be right back.
All right, we are in commercial. Everyone here inside Bergey's, listen up. During the show tonight, we'll do a drawing soon after for a 50-50 cash raffle. Tickets are $1 each, 6 for $5, 13 of them for $10. Half the money goes to you, half the money goes to support racing teams that race around Wisconsin. So if you want in the 50-50, see behind the bar, see Mouse and the gang. Also, we'll be passing out slips with you need to write your name on them. Those are for the prize giveaways after the show. Also, reminder, there's free food here in this room if you've only been in the bar thus far. We're live on the air till 7:30. Thanks for being a great crowd, and we'll have some fun. Lots to do yet tonight. Thank you.
Save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. For 35 years, your source for all things motorsports in Wisconsin and the national racing scene. We're live tonight from Bergey's Pub and Prime in Caledonia, just south of the Milwaukee Airport. Come on down and join us. On any given Tuesday, we're on your radio every Tuesday between now and the end of September. Looking forward to celebrating our 35th year with you on the Racing Roundup Show, America's longest-running motorsports weekly radio program held in front of a live audience. We've had great supporters along the way, including Miller Sales and Service. They have the right trailer for your needs. They have a great selection of Bravo enclosed trailers, Big Tex, Chilton, Reliable, and B&B Dump Utility and Equipment trailers. Let Miller's Sales and Service hook you up with the right trailer at the right price. The number to call, 920-994-4358. Their inventory is online at millerssales.com. Here is Ice Cream, You Scream, We All Scream for Ice Cream, man in charge of the Short Track Report, Dean Strong.
I'm not in charge of anything, Jim. Well, I guess I'm in charge of the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report to select the right business and residential security system for your needs, including alarm systems, closed circuit, and card access. It's a lock. Contact the Great Wisconsin Short Track Supporter, 262-790-9400, or go online at bonafidesafe.com. Jim, it's Brad Miller's world. The rest of us are just living in it. He had quite the weekend.
Tell us more, Dean.
Victorious in late model action at the Plymouth Dirt Track on Saturday night, and then Sunday night set fast time and won the super late model feature on the pavement at the Slinger Super Speedway. So he went back-to-back on dirt and on pavement, back-to-back nights. He did it one other time, that feat, and a couple other guys, notable drivers, did it. Al Schill and Alan Kulwicki.
Heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good company. The guy who we're going to talk to in just a little bit, Brad Keith, had a great run, finished second in the super lates, and Nick Wagner drove to a career-best third-place finish. Jacob Nottestead remained unbeaten in the late model ranks, and we already talked to Ryan Gutnick and talked about his big win there in the 30-lap Sportsman feature. Reigning Dells Raceway Park late model champion Nick Nolden from Sun Prairie captured the opening night 35-lap feature event over Theron Resin. Hall of Famer Bill Preetzel captured the 25-lap UMA modified feature over Matt Pate. In that division, last year's track champion Jerry Blystone set fast time. And this Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park, racing starts at 6 o'clock. It'll be late models, modifieds, bandits, and legends cars highlighting that program. Madison International Speedway, Twin 50s this past Friday night. It was Skylar Holshausen and Jonathan Island picking up the wins in the Alive for 5 Super Late Model Capital Classic. But it was Casey Johnson, by virtue of his pair of runner-up finishes, that took home the big prize, $3,500, the overall winner, second round of the Alive for 5 series. Rusty Hansen, the NASCAR late model winner Friday night at Madison over Stephen Scheel and Sean Scheel. Racing again this Friday at Madison. Kids Night program, free admission for kids 11 and under, plus $1,000 worth of coin scrambles.
That happens at 7:30. Racing there. And Bonafide Security Solutions sponsored Nick Egan went to Victory Lane at Hawkeye Down Speedway in the Big 8 Series just 5 days after he wrecked at the Slinger Speedway. Matt Lundberg and Jerry Miller completed the top 3 there. I also want to remind you, Midwest Truck Series presented by E3 Spark Plugs. Their next race scheduled for Sunday, June 16th at the Milwaukee Mile, where they will join 4 other divisions of race cars on a Father's Day Sunday. Midwest Truck Series sponsored in part by Montgomery Ward at the Milwaukee Mile and all season long by Pathfinder Chassis and Nora's Tavern in Deerfield. For a complete series schedule, go online, MidwestTruckSeries.com. Real quickly, the Open Wheel Report, which is brought to us each and every week by Schlafer Auto Body in Lannon. Schlafer Auto will put over 40 years of experience into repairing your personal vehicle, classic car, or your fleet of trucks. They work with all insurance companies. Discover what 4 generations of racers at Schlafer Auto Body can do for you. Look them up on Facebook, SchlaferAutobody.com. Plymouth 360 Sprints, Kevin Karnitz became the first repeat winner of the season up at Plymouth. He did so over Shane Weniger and Jim Mellis. Kurt Davis, we got his car in the parking lot. We talked to Kurt last week about that great car count. He won B main number 2. For the 4th time and 6 attempts at the Wilmot Raceway Saturday night, Mother Nature was the only winner there. And we want to remind you that Badger Midgets, they are racing this weekend all 3 nights. The Badger State Midget Showdown. It starts Friday night at Luxembourg, Saturday at the Plymouth Dirt Track, and Sunday at Angel Park Speedway. And we will get a full recap, Jim, next week. We're going to have Badger Midget President Quinn McCabe joining us.
Yes, we will. Good stuff. Stick right there, Dean. You've seen this man race. You've seen Jill do her thing at the racetrack, getting awareness for Race Against Cancer. It's now time for the Apparel Stat of the Week. Brad Keith has been a front runner in the super late models at Slinger Super Speedway for several seasons, including a 5th place points finish last season. Right now, he sits 3rd in this year's point standings after 3 nights of racing on the high bench quarter mile. App Royo is sponsoring this segment. They're a leading global SAP technology solution provider, who makes it simple for companies to implement big data solutions for today and the future. App Royo was founded by a Wisconsin racer, and they just won some big awards. They can provide your business with the big data tools for a team to succeed. Visit approyo.com to get your team the right information to take home the checkered flag. And now here is our App Royo star driver of the week, driver the Keith Marina, number 48, Brad Keith. Brad, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And who'd you bring with you? This is exciting knowing you guys have a big race this coming Sunday, Brad.
Yeah, we have the Race Against Cancer, and Jillian came with us.
Jill Clark is the CEO for Chicks for a Cause, and I just read CHIX stands for something. This is a very meaningful night of racing. What does Chicks stand for, Jill?
Cancer has its extras.
All right.
It does.
And you have a personal reason to be here.
I do. 4 of my friends were diagnosed with cancer 15 years ago. We are going on our 15 years. And I was the friend that said, what could I do to help? And we give what we call gifts of love, and we personalize them to each one. And actually, in this area, we've given away 6 or 7 gifts of love down in this part of this neck of the woods, I should say.
Yeah. Wow. And this Sunday is all about raising awareness for Race Against Cancer as well.
Exactly. Yes.
And Brad, how do you fit in all this with the Keith family and Keith Marina as the sponsor?
Over the years, my dad's done a bunch of different fundraisers. We've done some stuff for ALS, and that went to more regional. The money was going more regionally, and then he had talked to Jill here, and with it being more Washington County and southeastern Wisconsin based, he wanted to get more involved with seeing where the money goes locally, not just nationally. So that's where they kind of got teamed up together, and that's how this all came about.
And Dean, you and I have had the pleasure of riding on a beautiful leather-wrapped pontoon boat. I thought I was in a Cadillac on the water. That was rolled out at the racetrack at Slinger Super Speedway.
We got to be auctioneers last year.
I know. Yeah. And I was pointing to anybody who had a whisker or an itch. I'm like, you're in. I gotcha. Through the fence. Is that happening again this Sunday? We had a big to-do with some auction stuff?
Yeah, we got a lot of auction stuff again this weekend. There's a 3 Lakes vacation package.
Which might grow as the auction goes along, right?
The more you want to play, the more days you get to stay. Is that right?
Yeah, it started off as a 3-day, and I think it ended up going a little bit bigger.
And then the beer got included, and then boat rental got included. And,
it ended up being quite the
Did you
quite
get a
the
driver
package
too?
by the end.
Might have got a driver in that.
I thought a
too.
chef
don't
was
know.
involved. I'm not sure. I couldn't quite tell, but it was neat to be part of that. So what else you guys giving away as far as getting people involved for a raffle to make more funds and do more fun things this Sunday at Slinger while you're at the races?
Well, besides the boat rental, we have a package worth $700 of Washington County gift certificates to major restaurants in the area. An electric scooter. I'm not sure exactly what that entails, but an electric scooter. So when you're tired of walking, you can do that. Year's supply of Miller Lite. That's a big bonus. And a year's supply, separate package.
Yep.
Year's supply of Coors Light. An electric leaf blower. Washington County golf package, many other great raffles. They're still coming in as we speak.
So that's during the races. You want to be there early, right? Because it won't be
Correct.
all night long.
Correct.
So, Brad, you get the chance to pull any winners out? Do you get a chance to run up the hill and maybe bid on something or put your name in the bucket?
Yeah, last year I snuck over. We stay pretty busy at the racetrack, but there's always time to sneak away and come over and say hi to everybody that comes out and supports the event. It's a lot of fun. We still have tickets available for the VIP. They're $40. $10 of that goes directly to Chicks for a Cause. It gets your general admission into the races. Burgers, brats, food, snacks, that kind of stuff. Beer, soda, mixers, it's all included in the package, and you get to go up in the VIP, the pavilion up on the hill there.
Should we show up Sunday to buy those, or you want to buy them before you get there?
I have some tickets here, so if anybody would like to purchase the tickets tonight, just come find me after we get done, and I have some tickets to sell.
And Jim, those prizes are so cool. Yeah. Last year, Bobby Gutnick, here tonight, Oak Creek Automotive, Bobby Gutnick, he was in his car, strapped in his car, waiting to go out to race, and he had a guy over in turn one, and they were on the phone back and forth. Okay, bid now. Okay, yeah, not more. Yeah, up it, go.
Hope he remember to put his helmet on when he's done talking. Got to go racing.
And,
Brett, go ahead,
because
Joe.
and because of that race, we raised almost $11,000 our first year.
Awesome.
And I'm thinking because it's our 15 year, we can get to 15,000 or beyond.
And that's open to anyone who shows up at Slinger. If you want to be a part of the VIP experience, you're welcome to do that. You can buy the tickets tonight from Brad and enjoy the pavilion and the atmosphere. The prizes are for anyone to bid on, if I remember right.
Yep. Yes.
But only Dean gets to ride in the pontoon boat on Sunday, right? Is that the deal? Or you won't be there either? We're in Michigan.
Yeah.
We're already across the lake.
Yeah.
We've already made it.
I'm gonna be on the phone. I already asked. When are the raffles going?
I think
When's
you
the
should leave
auction?
early.
Yeah, Dean and I are actually going to be on public address in Michigan. That should not stop you from going to Slinger to support this. And Brad, I do have to ask you about your race car. Third in points. Brad Miller won on Sunday night. How have you been performing? How close are you getting? And how bad are you itching to get that first win at Slinger on a Sunday night in Super Lates?
I'm hoping this Sunday we can get it done. Last week we had a pretty good car. Experienced a little clutch problem late in the race. Brad's pretty fast right now. They got their stuff together. I feel like we definitely have one of the better cars there. Just every week we keep making a little progress, and the car keeps getting better and better. And I think in these long races it's going to show, because our car is way better, 75 and 100 lap races than what we had 60 lappers in the past.
And Jim, new this year at the Slinger Super Speedway, they allowed the new 5-star stock car bodies, and Brad has one of them. They are cool.
Yeah,
you had it at the car show already in January, so does that mean you were ready to go, or is that just a beautiful body hung on there?
No, it was pretty much ready to go in January.
All right. What do you think? What do you like about it?
The body is awesome so far. We didn't even have to make any changes to the chassis or anything like that. Everybody said, "Oh, it's got its advantages." We didn't change anything from last year.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, that 5-star did a really nice job on it, and it's a cool looking.
And at Slinger, you need all 4 fenders on it, so there's some aerodynamic things you need to figure out. How difficult was the bracing? How different was the mounting? How was it a huge deal?
The body to mount was way, way easier. The way they have everything set up just simplified it. The new body makes it so you don't have to pay somebody to do all the work for you. Small guys can do all the work themselves without having to try and send a body out and get it all kind of, what you'd say, cheated up to make it perform really good. These bodies, you can't really fluctuate, the way they hung.
And when it comes to the competition, there's other drivers racing with them. There's cars that are still not the new body. Any differences in sightlines for you? Is the spoiler the same height? You can see fine?
Everything seems about the same. I mean, like Nick Wagner had the whole body on his car, and he finished third Sunday. So
cool.
And that's the best run he's had. So if that goes to show anything, obviously he didn't put a new body on to go faster. He went faster than he has with the old body. So I think the bodies are just bodies, and at a certain point, people just want to see a new look. They want to see cars that look like cars that are in the bar parking lot here, not cars that are 15 years old that aren't looking that nice anymore.
Yeah, and in terms of looking nice, you've always had premier equipment. No matter what you do, you've always really paid a lot of attention to how it looks, and sponsors respond to that. Who's on that car besides your family business, Keith Marino?
I got a lot of sponsors. I'm very fortunate. I got to thank each and every one of them. Gordy Boucher Ford, Keith Marina, TD Graphics, Let's Get Roasted Catering, Interstate Sawing, AJ Outdoor Specialist, PW Walsh, Heavy Machinery Movers, Little Red Inn, Tally Ho, Smiley Sea Store, Peapod Photography, Old Cedar Inn, Allstate Insurance, Penny Joe Zoggle, the Cedar Lake Pub and Motel, Sweet St. Killian Inn, and JRC Construction.
That's a lot of people. And as far as crew guys, are they the same guys you've had for 20 years, 10 months? How's that going?
Yeah, I got a pretty dedicated crew. They've been with us for a long time, and none of this would be possible without them. I mean, we have shop nights Mondays and Thursdays, and they're there giving it 110%. We try and, make it fun, not to the point where everybody seems overwhelmed and, busting their butts, but make it more laid back and more of a fun atmosphere. And it just seems to keep the crew guys around even as they get married and have kids. They still see it as a fun thing to do, not as a job.
And as fast and close as you race, I also see a lot of camaraderie among the guys in the pits. Different divisions, different generations. How much fun is that as part of your let's have some fun while we race component?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, and anybody that knows us knows that probably after the race is over, we're probably one of the last ones there drinking beer and, having fun. And we help a lot of other teams out and that kind of stuff. Like, people come over looking for parts. I only live 3 minutes from the racetrack, so there's a lot of times I'll run home and grab something if I know that I have it.
That's even more reasons to come to the Slinger Speedway this Sunday. Watch Brad race. You might know more about Chicks for a Cause and Race for Cancer and cancer awareness. You can win some cool things. Is there somewhere we can direct people online, Jill, to continue your efforts after this Sunday if they're able to make the racetrack but want to do something after or before?
If you decide that you want to go this weekend and you don't have a ticket, you can also, besides getting them the day of the event, you can also go to www.chicksforcause.org. You can buy tickets there, or if you just feel like you want to donate, we love donations because it directly goes to those cancer patients that are going through tough times.
And it's CHIX, the number 4, ACause.
Correct.
.org. Gotcha. Thanks, Jill. Thank you. Jill Clark joining us, Brad Keith joining us. Thank you, Lynn Wagner, for lining this up. We've got some tickets to give away after the races to any Sunday night. If you want to be part of that VIP and you're here at Bergie's, there's the man right here. Keith's got him in hand. How about I say that for Brad Keith? That is Mr. Keith, Brad Keith, and Joe Clark. Thank you. Dean, it's going to be fun this weekend in Michigan. We look forward to a full wrap this Tuesday. We're taking notes throughout the entire journey, right?
Yes, we are.
All right, cool. Hey, it's Oak Creek Automotive Night. We're hanging out at Bergie's Pub and Prime in Caledonia. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Some great giveaways after. You can join Bergie's 7 days a week. I'm just saying. We're here tonight having a great time with all these racers on Oak Creek Automotive Night, but we do have great food specials. Sundays and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to noon buffet and prime rib that's out of this world. We're at Bergie's Pub and Prime, a great supporter of local racing, and you can win half the pot if you're here for the 50-50 drawing during the show. So come on down and do the cash raffle while you're here as well. We're going to talk to Wayne Majeski and Mini Mojo, Jacob Majeski. Pat Haney's also here with his Payment Modified. We're going to talk to those guys. Hey, Gwen Schill just walked in. Good to see you, Gwen. Great to see you. And Faye Hendricks, good to see you. Hi, hello. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Racing crowds rolling into Bergie's. Come on down and join us. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show in Milwaukee and the Big 920. And tonight on Madison on the Big 1070 and 100.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Tonight at Dell's Raceway Park, Brewster's Lanes of Reesburg hosting a 50-lap late model feature. The UMA 602 late models, Bandits and CSR Super Cup add to the edge of the seat racing thrills. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30. Green flag racing at 6. Dell's Raceway Park, located 5 miles west of Wisconsin Dells on highways 12 and 16. For more info, go online to DellsRacewayPark.com. The Brewster's Lanes 50 tonight at Dell's Raceway Park.
Bergie's Pub and Prime in Caledonia is your destination for mouth-watering prime rib dinners and sandwiches and awesome pub burgers. Enjoy daily menu specials, the soup of the day, steak sandwiches, wings, and the area's best homemade pizza. Try Bergie's Friday Fish Fry or weekend breakfast buffet from 7 a.m. till noon. Bergie's Pub and Prime is a proud sponsor of the Good Neck Racing Team. Bergie's is just minutes south of the Milwaukee Airport, off of I-94 at the 7 Mile Road exit. Head east 2 blocks and hang a left on Frontage Road till it ends. Like them on Facebook, Bergie's Pub and Prime.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street at Drexel are experts in automotive repair. From minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. For 23 years, Oak Creek Automotive has Milwaukee's South Side covered when it comes to know-how and automotive repair. Call Oak Creek Automotive at 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Fridays, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. Head to Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street at Drexel for all your auto repair needs.
Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR tour to Chicagoland Speedway's NASCAR Cup Series race is fast approaching. Climb aboard Sunday, June 30 for deluxe race day motor coach transportation, leaving Milwaukee by 8:08 a.m. and returning by 8:08 p.m. There are 2 race ticket levels, above row 31 and under row 30. Mention the Racing Roundup Show when signing up for a special show price. Boring Bob has over 35 years as Milwaukee's local travel expert to NASCAR races, and he knows the best routes in and out of the track. Sign up now for the Sunday, June 30 Boring Bob escorted NASCAR tour to the Cup race at Chicagoland Speedway. Space is limited, so call Boring Bob right now. He's always at 414-321-1307. Mention the special Racing Roundup Show pricing and enjoy the closest NASCAR Cup Series race on Boring Bob's hassle-free escorted NASCAR tour. That number again to reach Boring Bob is 414-321-1307.
Stay tuned for the Racing Roundup Show, America's longest-running weekly motorsports radio program held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed every Tuesday night on the local racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports from 6 to 7:30, live on WOKY Milwaukee, the Big 920, and WTSO Madison, the Big 1070. Join the racing crowd for tonight's live broadcast. Once again, here's the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track. You hear him on MAV TV's live coverage of the ARCA Menard Series. The host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Glad to hear you here. Glad to hear you on the radio. I can't wave at you though, but I can wave at you on our website, live webcast, racingroundup.net. Thanks to Matt Rapino, Coldwell Banker, Home Sale Realty. We also are live on Facebook right now. And after the show, if you want to watch us at any point in time on Oak Creek Auto Night, you heard a lot about it. Go to our website, racingroundup.net, click the live button, and you'll see a bunch of archive shows. We had a lot of shows from a lot of years on this program. Some great guests again here tonight, once again, on Oak Creek Automotive Night at Bergie's Pub and Prime in Caledonia. We're now joined by a couple of guys who are fresh off the road. We're talking like 30 seconds ago. They walked through the doors at Bergie's. Let's welcome in Dave Davis and Rob Schaff at Indian Motorcycle in Metro Milwaukee. Guys, how are you?
No, we're doing great, Jim. Thanks for having us.
Weather's turning. Rentals started 3 days ago, Dave. Let's give us an update. How's that going? Renting motorcycles.
They started on the 1st of June. And for the month of June, we're renting motorcycles at 20% off our regular price for the entire month of June. And we have bikes as low as $99 rentals. Those include, obviously, our Roadmasters, include our Chieftains, and include our sport bikes in the Bobber and in the Scout. A ton of excitement. We were down at the Brew City Rumble on Sunday, and we had offered a free rental to those people that were interested. And let me tell you, we couldn't keep the box lid closed. There were so many people that wanted to rent Indians. For those who are interested, we're the only dealership in Wisconsin renting Indian motorcycles. So, Robert, I'll pass it on to you, but everybody come see us and rent an Indian.
He's right, Jim. We are the only Indian motorcycle able to rent a legitimate Indian motorcycle from an Indian dealer in Wisconsin. So with that being said, we do not rent FTR 1200s, which those bikes we can't even keep in stock. It's a brand new platform from Indian based off of the FTR 750 that our rider Jeffrey Carver races. The FTRs, they've been flying out of the showroom like crazy. We just sold the last one. That's kind of why we're a little bit behind tonight. The guy's taking delivery of that today.
Yeah.
Lots of great feedback. We had that bike down at the Brewtown Rumble, like Dave was saying, and it's a whole different bike, Jim, that we've ever been able to offer before. This is a sport bike, very, very aggressive. It comes with a lot of technology, has wheelie mitigation, traction control. So, I mean, that's things that the Indian platform has never offered before. It's liquid cooled. It's just not just a Scout engine put in a sport bike frame. They redesigned the whole entire engine, specially made for the sport bike rider in mind.
And Rob, you've been around this 30 plus years. Have you put a FTR 1200 on your in-showroom dyno yet to figure out the beautiful magic of that engine, where it runs, where it likes to purr?
Actually, we have. So it runs very, very well. We actually had a guy who's a little bit of our competition, Jamie from Fuel Moto, come down and buy one from us. And he is a guy who does a lot of dyno jet power vision tuning.
Okay.
And he came down and bought a bike from us tonight because this is the next big thing in the motorcycle industry for people that we may not have reached out to before, is a sport bike rider. So we're super excited about that. The Royal Enfield 650s are just doing amazing. The GTs we can't keep in stock. We sold a couple of Interceptors. These bikes, folks, are $5,900 for a twin-cylinder, very smooth bike, retro look, and very affordable. And then last but not least, I'd like to talk about Jeffrey Carver, who is our racer, who had actually a pretty good turnaround of event in Kentucky. He finished 10th place, top 10 finish.
Okay.
Dave and I got to know him a little bit over the last few weeks. He was in a little bit of a rut, and we kind of, do we ask him? Don't we ask him? Well, we asked him, and a racer is not only an athlete, they are mentally physical as well. And when you have a few things going on upstairs in your brain, you just aren't going to push the limits like you normally would.
Yep.
Especially on two wheels, locking handlebars at 140 miles an hour on a dirt track. So he's got those things ironed out. So he's 8th place overall. The bike ran great. They missed a little bit on the tire selection for a better finish, but he's feeling good, and he's off to New Hampshire and on Saturday, June 15th.
And there's something coming on this weekend that's right in your backyard in Muskego at Indian Motorcycle headquarters, right?
You bet. Yeah, we are. Once again, we're real delighted to be able to participate this weekend in what they call Jammin' on Janesville. And what they've done is they dedicate about 8 blocks of the city of Muskego that kind of shut it down to car traffic and create a ton of vendors on the side. It's really a wonderful family event for kids and for husbands and wives. There's bouncy houses. There's all the merchants are providing product at reasonable prices. And it gets to be an evening event that starts about 5 o'clock, is done by about 8 o'clock at night, and it's really enjoyed. It was created out of when our main drag in Muskego was under construction. It was there to try to help the merchants from starving. And then beyond that, we'll be out at AJ's on Big Muskego Lake on the 12th of June, and then last but not least, on the 15th of June, we are sponsoring with Irontown a Thank You Governor Walker ride.
2 American iconic motorcycle brands getting together in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Indian Motorcycle and Harley Davidson are going to get together on the same day event, shared event. Dave and Kirk from Irontown put this deal together to thank Governor Walker for an amazing 8 years.
Yeah, it was kind of fun to do. We, Kirk and I got together. Governor Walker was running a radio show on WISN for Belling, and so we called in on April Fool's Day and said, hey, we're not kidding you. We're going to run this thing together. It's a small little ride for charity. The proceeds all are going to a charity of the governor's desire, and that is the Fisher House. The ride is going to start at Indian Motorcycles at 9:30, be escorted to New Berlin. It will end up at Irontown, of which it will shortly then leave there after an hour, and we'll end up at the Budweiser Pavilion with a band, a drawing, and a little fun and frolic. So please come and join us. It's rain or shine. We're going.
And last but not least, I would like to let everybody know the last 100 days, 11 high schools around Milwaukee competed in a Build Moto program where they partner with a shop or a dealership and learn, and it's a mentoring program so these kids can realize that they can get a good job in the industry of motorcycling and not have to go to college to make a good living. It was a 100-day-long build, and Muskego, the build team, they were coming in at second place on Sunday, and they did a pit crew challenge where Mike Lickner from Knucklehead Motorworks was the lead mentor from our dealership, and they turned it around. They changed the rear tire in about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and they went into first place and brought home the championship cup. Awesome. For the Build Moto team. So we're very proud of that. That's our second year in 3 years of participating in this, that we had first place.
Good place to be. Indian Motorcycle at MetroMilwaukee.com is where you want to find out details on that wonderful ride. What's going on this weekend? Jamming on Janesville's downtown Muskego. Guys, keep rocking. You got a lot going on. Glad to have you part of our show.
You bet we do.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Dave. From Indian Motorcycle at Metro Milwaukee, we're taking a commercial. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. We want to thank more sponsors that are part of our show for a long time. ATD, Auto Transmission Design, Badger Kart Club, and Allied Resource Recovery. Think about all the wonderful things you can do to recycle. Allied Resource Recovery is your destination to do just that around Milwaukee and Waukesha. We're coming right back after this on the Oak Creek Automotive Night. We're live at Bergie's Pub and Prime, and we're listening to you. You're listening to us, actually. The Racing Roundup Show on the Big 920 and in Madison on the Big 1070 at 100.9 FM. We'll be right back.
It's the return of Indy cars to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for the NTT Indy Series Rev Group Grand Prix, presented by AMR June 20th through the 23rd. This weekend features an international lineup of drivers in an all-out wheel-to-wheel battle. It's 4 huge days, including the Road to Indy, sponsored by Cooper Tires. Camp on site and catch every lap. Get your tickets now. Call 1-800-365-RACE or online at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience. Stay for the race. Road America.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Delansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Allis.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
You're listening to the Racing Roundup Show. Visit the show's website, racingroundup.net. Like the show on Facebook and follow on Twitter at Racing Roundup. Stay tuned in Milwaukee on the Big 920 and in Madison on the Big 1070. We'll be right back.
insure. State laws apply.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show, live from Bergie's Pub and Prime in Caledonia on Oak Creek Automotive Night. We want to thank all 13 of the teams for bringing their race cars here to the parking lot at Bergie's Pub and Prime. Thank you so much for doing that and being part of our show. We have time for 3 more guests on this program. We're back at Paulies next week. Check out our Facebook and website for more information about next week's show, which is also action-packed. Let's welcome into the Racing Roundup program in this segment, Pat Haney, Mojo Wade Majeski, and Mini Mojo Jacob Majeski. Guys, welcome to the show. Pat, we're starting with you. We're not, just because you have gone into the mode of I'm going back to points racing or racing when I want to on pavement and a modified. How are things going back racing with multi-generations, including guys like Bill Preetzel and Bill Tandetsky?
Well, Billy's not that much older than me, so.
I didn't say age. I'm just saying multi-generational.
Okay. Not points racing.
All right.
Just racing for fun. And whatever possessed me to do this, I don't know.
You've been on dirt. You've been on pavement, most recently in a vintage car.
This
vintage
is
class.
my 70 Monte Carlo with
Really?
a different dress. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
But that one was a lot easier to get in and out of.
How has this been adjusting to the modifieds? Open wheels in the front and lower slung,
miserable.
perhaps?
I'm miserable.
Oh, yeah? How come?
Yeah, I just don't fit in it very well.
All right.
But it's a cool car. You know what's really cool is you go out there and you look at Chris Carlson's dirt car right next to my asphalt car.
Yeah.
Big differences. I think that's cool. For people that don't understand modified racing or whatever, dirt versus asphalt.
How many nights do you think you want to do?
2.
Okay. Well, he's sponsored last week and for the next and last race by Oak Creek Automotive. So welcome Pat Haney to the show.
Great to be part of the team, Oak Creek Automotive. Known Bobby forever. Raced against him forever. We're probably going to do about 14 shows.
All right.
Just had a bad outing.
Okay.
Usually we bring a good car to the track and it doesn't break. This thing broke a lot.
All right. When's your next race if all goes to plan? This Saturday at the Dells?
Yeah.
Raceway
Yeah.
Park? All
Yeah.
right. It's a racy joint. I'm sure you like it.
I love it.
And who goes with you, Pat, to the racetrack?
Scott Krieger, Travis Brugger, Dennis Cross. They go with me. And obviously the sponsors ride along. And we had 2 of our sponsors here tonight. So that was cool. Something different.
Yeah.
You know, something different. I've done just about everything. I haven't done this yet.
And you had Billy Hoffman when he was up in town. He was on our show or at our show, and he brought his brushes just to paint your race car.
The absolute best.
Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yes.
Coming full circle, if you will, which takes us into our next conversation. Stay right there, Pat. We have Wayne Majeski, who's been racing forever with his dad, Bill, and now it's time for the next generation of Mojos coming through. Wayne, this has to be exciting for you, knowing how active you are in racing and still getting to now race with your son at the kart track.
Oh, yeah, it's a blast. You know, pretty soon it's going to be handing the steering wheel off to him full-time here, but trying to do a little bit of racing ourselves and then keeping him occupied and then keep him going up in the ranks here and stuff too. But it takes a big effort to get with the crew and my dad and then rest of the crew, Brandon and then Jenny and just everybody that's a part of this, Sam and Megan, and then we got Bobby, but he can come along with when he can and stuff when he's not racing and stuff. It's just there's a lot of people that lend a hand in this deal that makes it go a long way and stuff. So I'm just really just want to keep him going and keep doing the steps up and up and up and just keep working on keeping them more consistent and keep on winning.
There's only so many summer weekends, Wayne. You race perhaps Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a given weekend. You've got to race Friday and Saturday and then get up at the crack of dawn Sunday to go racing at the kart track, Wolf Paving Raceway in Dousman. How do you balance all that? How much time do you spend with the kart? How much time do you determine where you may go? Because the weather has not played so nice, so it's got to be a juggle constantly. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, we got a lot of rainouts this year. I think we were at like 6 or 7 rainouts already for the year and stuff. So it's kind of playing hectic on that and stuff, trying to get into rhythm and stuff, this and that. But we try to make it work as much as we can. There's a couple conflicting shows where I'm not going to be there at the go-kart track, where Jenny's going to have to take it by herself. And we have other people that help us out, Brad Moss, and a lot of people step in and stuff where I'm not going to be there, where they can help her out and stuff so she feels confident and he feels confident and stuff and still go out there and keep on winning.
Sounds good. Brad Moss's daughter Taylor's been on our show. She's a very accomplished kart racer. That's got to help a bunch. They know the routine of how that goes.
Yes, we're his next kart. He's going to be getting moved up in August. As soon as he turns 7, we're moving him up right away. Then Brad wants Taylor to go out there, and we're going to get him to follow her on practice days and stuff. We're going to do a bunch of lines and stuff, and where he needs to be and stuff. And we're going to get him fast in that kart. We're going to start practicing right after the 4th of July weekend here, and then as soon as he turns 7 in August, and then we're going to move him up right away, and then we're going to finish out the rest of the year in that class, and we're going to hit it hard for points for next year.
All right, let's bring in Jacob Majeski, Mini Mojo. Jacob, what do you like about racing karts at the racetrack?
It's fun because I get to battle people, and I get to race a lot. And it's busy. Dad races, I race.
And Wayne, you're saying there's some success behind what he gets to do when he races. How good has your son been adapting to the competition?
Well, he's doing pretty good. Last year he won 18 times out at the Badger Kart Club out there. This year so far he's got 8 wins and 1 second place finish. The only reason why he got the second place finish is a lap cart came down on him. He spun out, and by the time he got restarted, and got going again. Adrina had too much of a lead on him where he couldn't catch her and stuff. But there's some really good competition out there. I mean, there's this really good racing and stuff going on out there. So he's got to just keep his rhythm going and just keep his focus and just keep on going. Each step one at a time.
And Jacob, you're going to get a faster kart by the end of summer. How much fun do you have racing with your friends now? Do you hang out with the same group of friends at the track, or is it different friends based upon who's there at the track in a given week?
Yeah, it's just the people like get absent and all that, so then the class gets a little bit like small. Like last Sunday, it was small.
How many karts have the biggest? Do you remember the biggest number of karts you had to race against recently?
13.
Whoa, and you're doing okay. 8 wins and a second place finish. That's got to be pretty fun.
Yeah, we had a couple. I think the highest this year was like 15. I think it was for the year, and then they had some national events going on and stuff. So we lost a couple of them. Plus the weather was kind of bad that week and stuff. He was off for 2 weeks. He was off for 2 weeks here and stuff. So, but we're going to be getting back at it this Sunday. We got Saturday at Plymouth.
In the sprint car that you get to drive.
Yep. Saturdays at Plymouth with the 410 and the 360 and the midgets with us there on Saturday night. Then after that, then we go to Sunday with him during the day. Then finish up there. Then we'll go out to Sun Prairie to do the IRA show out there and stuff. So it's gonna be a busy weekend, but I'm just happy to get back to racing again. Hopefully this weather starts cooperating with us because she's been nothing but a pain in the butt lately.
Yeah. Hey Wayne, what about sponsors? Who helps you guys, whether it be the kart track or the sprint car track?
Well, I got to especially thank Oak Creek Automotive, Bobby Gutnick. You could tell when he throws a party or he wants to have the Oak Creek Automotive night. So there's a lot of people here and shine and stuff, you know. I mean, you got to look around here and stuff at all the championships and all just like the past champions and the racers and stuff here that were champions last year. And just the quality of people here and stuff tonight. But it's got to give a big round of applause out to Bobby and his guys in the Racing Roundup.
Yeah.
It's just,
love it here at Bergie's.
I tell you what, Bobby wants to throw a party, he throws a party and stuff. But yeah, I got to thank Oak Creek Automotive, Hoff Farms, and then I got to thank Fat Furrow Zone. Then Competition Driveline, Hefner Racing Products, Simpson, then Bergie's, can't forget Bergie's and stuff, Kevin and stuff. Thank him for all the food and stuff that they put on tonight and stuff, a good spread there and stuff, Kevin and Mouse. Yeah, it's a great deal and stuff tonight and stuff, so we'll see what happens this weekend, and then go out there and give her heck. We got 2 this weekend, Wilmot the following weekend, then we got another 2-day race, Joliet, and 141 the following weekend after that. So we got 2, 1, and 2. So we'll see what happens here and just give her hell.
Lots of racing. And Pat Haney, you mentioned you have 2 sponsors here tonight. Who's on board of your Modified when you race at the Dells?
It's Cost Manufacturing and SJS Roofing and Construction. Got Bon Products and of course Oak Creek Automotive. But hey, I want to give a little shout out to Kevin Berge. What a great deal this is.
Yeah.
I've been doing the racing Roundup thing for since 1985, I think.
That's when our show started, yep.
Probably the greatest show I've ever been at. And Hales Corners Reunion, September 22nd. Book it.
Got it. It's on Facebook, Hales Corners Speedway fans. We've had a great time. Thank you again for making this Oak Creek Automotive Night very memorable. 13 race cars in the parking lot. Tons of folks here. Great prizes to give away after. Thanks to Bergie and the entire staff here for having us. Thank you, Bobby Gutneck. Congrats on 30 years in business. We got some cake to celebrate that and lots of fun to celebrate. Until next Tuesday, we're back at Paulies. Set your DVRs, support your local racing, and have at it, racers. It's been a great show. Thank you.